Hi, today I have a message called to see everyone and everything as they are. My air conditioner's kind of roaring behind me, so excuse me for that. I was asking before I started, don't I pretty much say the same thing every time? And the answer I got was yes, but in a slightly different way. And then when you allow that, it sinks in a little deeper. So, okay, good enough for me. Off we go. So it's starting with think of all things being in the hands of goodness without opposite and being very flexible. So when we judge something, that's exactly what we're not thinking. So we can kind of reverse and put whatever it is we're thinking of, this thing, this person, this event, this whatever, this concept, it's in the hands of goodness without opposite, and its form, how it appears on the outside, is not how it is. Its form is very flexible. How would this show up for me if goodness without opposite, which is what that thing, that person really is underneath the surface, what I am, what everything is, but it's what joins us, it's what that is. How would this appear if goodness without opposite were totally in charge of how it appeared to me? It would still have an appearance for a little bit, because we transition from an illusion of what we made with thoughts of strife to what Holy Spirit has made for us as a replacement. So we do see a change in form. We do see changes, and change is a blessing in the hands of Spirit, in the hands of what you are, what I am, what joins us, what's real versus what's unreal. So we do see a change. But if I'm stuck in judging a particular form I have made with thoughts of strife, I'm just stuck. I'm not letting it move. So to let it move, I need to take it. I need to put it in the hands of goodness without opposite. That's not me, right? It is me, but then it helps to see the change from leaving it in this stuck place where I'm listening to ego's thoughts about it and just saying, that's what it is. It helps me to get, in a sense, the hands of my false self off it, and to just put it in the hands of goodness without opposite and say, I know I don't understand it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I know I can't analyze it. I know I can't interpret it. I know the form is meaningless. The form is meaningless. I'm trying to put meaning in the form. I'm lost. So I'll just put this thing in the hands of goodness without opposite. And remember, the appearance of it is very flexible. Well, then what happens? Well, I'm not going to let my ego decide that. I just get to find out. What does the world that Holy Spirit gives us as a substitute for the illusion I made with thoughts of strife? What does that look like? Then I get to find out. Then it gets revealed. Okay, the next was you don't need people to think in a certain way about you. So when I feel worried sometimes, I'm worried what people are thinking about me. But they aren't people. And what is the deeper message here? I'm not in touch with it at this moment actually, so I have to sink down into it. I'm going to take a moment to do that. Oh, needing from them. The idea of needing from them, we can go into how that feels, I need something satisfying or good enough from you, so I won't feel bad. Well, what you are is good enough already. What they are is good enough already. And although we seem to need in form, we seem to need things, and that's okay that the form looks that way. Do I need in that desperate sense of like I need something that can never be totally fulfilled and I have to attempt to siphon it from you? No, I don't need in that sense at all. And I think the replacement sense that comes in is that all perceived needs get met. And what do they get met by? What you all are together. And what's the ego's role in micromanaging and interfering and anticipating any of that, any of how that gets taken care of? It has no role. There is no role. If we think of ego as like shirts that we use to cover up our beings, and Holy Spirit temporarily comes in and wears all those shirts. So the ego, the sense of separate identity, gets used. It still gets used in the replacement illusion. But in the replacement illusion, it's so light. It's so transparently not even there. It's just a shirt that's being worn, and it doesn't mean anything. Someone was talking yesterday about you don't want to destroy the ego. And that's true, because destroying the ego would take effort. And if it has never been, then what is there to, there isn't anything to destroy. But at the same time, for me to sit here and say, like, I have no ego, there's nothing about me to destroy, and then, bring something into the room that's going to trigger me. Well, there's my ego, transparently, very much there. And I'm not beyond that. So I think one of the things that has stuck with me, I heard Byron Katie say, is don't pretend yourself beyond your own evolution. Yeah, because life experience is going to make a liar out of me in a second. You're going to see what I'm reactive to. A bee's going to come in the room, something, and then I'll see what I'm reactive to. But let's say that moment when a bee comes into the room, when I feel a little bit of tension or dodging or wishing it would go away, I have the opportunity to relax out of what I'm projecting on the bee, and to put the bee in the hands of goodness without opposite, and to remember that the form is very flexible. What's that bee going to do? All of that's very flexible, and I want to put it in the right hands, not make assumptions, either positive or negative, about the bee. I want to put the whole situation in the hands of what we are together. And that's a practice. And I'm practicing that, which means, I can fail all over the place too. As we learn, we stumble, we step forward, we step back. And it feels important to be so transparent about that, and not ever try to be something that's a slick surface that could attract for the in accordance with the ego's plan to get attention and approval. And it can seem very easy these days to look over in that direction, in another direction, and find somebody who seems to have cultivated a successful surface, and to say, well, that one's done it the wrong way. But remember, we see what we want to see. I'm thinking of a specific person, and it's Aubrey Marcus. And this person is not somebody I really knew. I think I knew the name, and I think I knew that this name was associated with spiritual stuff, but that's really all I knew. I don't know if I'd ever seen him in a video or anything. But somehow on my YouTube homepage, I think it was a video about him, but it contained significant clips from the video of him that the person was reacting to. So I guess I didn't watch his original video, but I saw quite a few clips of it. And for some reason, I watched several videos of people reacting to him. And it came up that I'm not sure what I should explain or not explain, so I'm just kind of reaching in and saying, what am I supposed to outline here? What am I supposed to bring forth? I'm not very clear on it. I'm going to do my best. It came up that it's a very positive thing for us that maybe we made somebody into a guru, and I know I've done that. And every time I would get to a point where I wanted to attack the guru, where I kind of got mad at myself for idolizing somebody, and then I wanted to find reasons to attack them. And I might not have ever spoken about it or expressed it. It was only in my mind and my thoughts, and probably the way I lived then too, right? But I would get to that point, and now it seems like people are at this point with him, and there's a lot of judgment going his way for presenting what he presented. And I keep asking the question, like, am I supposed to explain what he presented or go into it? I don't think I'm supposed to, because like I feel like I don't even have the words, or I can't quite remember what it is. So apologies if this sounds muddy, but if you're curious, just go look it up. It's all over the place. But people are saying like it's a positive thing that we're getting over the idea of a guru, and it is. It really is. And at the same time, it seems like there are people over there who are still very comfortable judging him. Well, that shouldn't be a surprise to me, because every day in my life, I'm judging things and people and events, if only in my thoughts, even if I don't express it verbally, and I try my best to go in and get that taken care of. So why would it be a surprise to me that in the spiritual community, we're still looking at a brother and thinking it's a good idea to interpret and analyze? I listen to my thoughts interpreting and analyzing all day, and then I have to keep stopping and going in and getting it corrected. So why would I be surprised to see it out there? And I don't want to interpret or analyze the analyzers, right? Oh, you're interpreting or analyzing Aubrey Marcus and the women with him in the video, Alana and Vailana, I think. And nothing in me wants to comment on their situation. The only thing I want to do, and I want to include everybody, I can't remember your names, everybody I saw make a video in response to it. Like there's something good happening. We're noticing something that, like, something's rising up that we want to allow to fall away. And what I want to do with that is think of everything being in the hands of goodness without opposite. All the characters I see, and the form is very flexible, and I have no means to judge the situation or any of the characters, either positively or negatively. But what can I know? I can know the goodness without opposite you are. I can know the innocence you are together as one, because one can't have innocence without another. I can know that and hold on to it and just allow goodness without opposite to be in charge of the form and show me what comes next. I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be, and my level of understanding. That's how I'm supposed to see it. That's what I'm supposed to share. And just be as transparent as I can, and not try to pretend myself past my own evolution. I think it's possible to be, this is straying into judgment territory. I'll say it, and if I'm judging, then, help me out by, if you're judging me judging, stop and drop it, stop, drop, and roll, and reorient in your mind to shine the light into mine. I think it's possible to be successful at shining up a surface and kind of selling it. And that's not the trap I'd want to fall into. And that's not the trap I'd want to see anybody else in. That trap is the meaningless part. It's our fear projection on each other, right? The trap is the fear projection on each other. So if we're all actually free in our being, then what's the problem with looking at our brothers and sisters and remembering that without analyzing anything they seem to be going through, the truth of us is our right now freedom. The truth of us is our right now sameness. And if there's anything for me to say and do beyond that, it'll come to me. Or I'll have a glorious, spacious peace, and I won't need to say or do anything. I think that's it. And anyone who felt inspired to speak, they're not wrong. They're just helping us. Everyone's helping us. Everyone helps us notice how we feel. Everyone helps us notice the thoughts we believe right now. And then it's up to us to set those thoughts down and reorient toward what's real. That's our part. But everybody else helps us notice. And we're either celebrating the truth of what we actually are and ignoring the meaningless of what we're not and never could be, or we're getting those opportunities to find the thoughts we're still believing to block love, and we're taking that opportunity to set them down. If we don't do that, we're going to feel really bad. And that's okay, because now we know what to do when we feel bad. Okay, I didn't know I was going to go on and on about that, but that is okay. Alright, I can allow the form to be no impediment to seeing you as you are. So if you know the story of Aubrey and Vailana and Alana, you could look at it. Oh, and their therapist. I can't remember his name. So that's the form, right? The names are the form, the bodies are the form, the perceived personalities are the form, the perceived past for each one of those 4 personalities in the video that's the form. And if that's not a story you're familiar with, pick any story that seems to have a tinge of drama to it, that you feel tempted to be a little dramatic about and think you know what's going on with people. Pick that one, okay? And then I can allow the form to be no impediment to seeing you as you are. And for some reason then I thought about the tadpoles or pollywogs, whatever you call them. We have a little pondlet in our yard, and it's filled with tadpoles or pollywogs. I grew up calling them pollywogs. For the first time, we've wanted to see them there, and now we are. And then I can do the same thing. I can allow the form to be no impediment to seeing them as they are, those beings. And I don't know what that means, but something feels very right about looking past the form to see the sameness there, and to see the sameness over here, and to see the sameness when I'm looking at you, and to allow that sameness to be the same foundation of the thinking which causes the saying and the doing. Because as we transition from the form we made with thoughts of strife to the form spirit, what we are together, provides for us as a substitute illusion, we're still going to see form. We're going to experience change. So putting that change totally in the hands of what unites us is what I'm pretty much constantly advised to do, and what I'm learning how to do more and more. And if you want nothing more than to see everyone and everything as they are, then that is what you will see. And then I don't have to comment about gurus. Or maybe it'll be appropriate for me to use the word guru. How would I know? I don't know. I don't know what thoughts are going to come, and I don't know what they're going to tell me to say. And that's okay. That's okay to be in this complete openness. And the ego will come in with other wants. And the wants will be about the surface, about the form. The form should or shouldn't be that way. Or I hope the form doesn't go this way. Or I do hope the form goes that way. And that's fine, because when those thoughts come in, we can feel the disturbance of that. And that's exactly where I'm still relying on fear to run the show. But the substitute illusion that Holy Spirit is made for us to substitute, I have to keep saying this over and over again. It keeps coming to my mind for me to say over and over again, so it will sink in and sort of become a foundational concept for me in this phase of my learning. So that's why I tend to repeat the same phrase over and over again. And so today it's okay. Spirit, while you all are together, has made a substitute illusion for the illusion you made with thoughts of strife. And it's all about allowing that illusion to be substituted. So that's what I keep coming back to. You can allow the whole day to be about the substitution of that illusion. Because it's still going to be illusion for illusion. Reality is what's shining behind it. And an important part of it is like you let it go from this illusion, the one you thought you wanted, to that illusion, the one that's being provided for you. for you and for everyone. And so ego's going to want to see particular surfaces on people, but more and more as we do this work, we have the opportunity to see what I really want is to see you as you are, is that Christ vision, is to see everything and everyone as what it really is, because we've recognized that's my happiness. No superficial quality can give me my happiness. I just want my happiness, and thank goodness my happiness is real and present, here, in, or behind, however you want to think of it, everyone and everything. It's here. It never wasn't here. It was always here, and now it can be uncovered. Okay, your feelings tell you when you believe that you still need to see everyone and everything as they aren't. So that's a just slightly different way of looking at it. But when I feel disturbed today, I still hold the belief that I need to see everyone and everything as they are not. And that thought blocks Spirit providing a substitute illusion for me. I know it's still illusion. I'm not going to treat it like it's real. But the important thing is to allow the substitute to be provided. If I don't feel good, that's exactly where I'm digging in my heels and saying, I won't be safe if I allow a substitute illusion in that replaces the illusion I made with thoughts of strife. The illusion I made with thoughts of strife is getting repeated over and over again, so I can recognize it. And then so I can also notice when I feel a not good feeling. That's exactly where you're saying, absolutely not. You may not provide a substitute illusion. I need to keep the illusion I made with my thoughts of strife. So if we ask, why do bad things happen in the world? And then if we see ourselves saying, I need to keep the illusion I made with thoughts of strife, well, that's why. But it's not like, is this too much? Can I say this? I don't know. I'll have to say it, make a mistake if I'm making a mistake. It's not like that's real. That isn't real. An illusion can't be real. So we have to get to the point where we understand it, that thing seeming to happen, that horrible thing, is not what causes the disturbance within us. It's deeper than that. It's being intent on covering up what's actually here. It's that feeling of desperation and guilt, like I have to cover up God and keep God covered up because I successfully separated from God, which I didn't. But that's where the feeling of upset is generated, and that's why I would, coming from fear, try to cover up the light of God that is here with something happening in the world. And it's not like I'm a monster, I caused it. I'm an innocent child of God just like you. And there is no blame because nothing has ever happened. We've imagined happenings. That's what we've been doing. We've been imagining and experiencing and participating in happenings as a form. We've been doing that in our mind. And there's a way out. There's a way out of that trap we made for ourselves. And even to the point of not seeing ourselves as entrapped. We've been free this entire time, but we've just had our eyes shut, our head averted, just totally lost in these self-generated thoughts of strife, which we then see and experience. But there's a way out, and we're in the middle of allowing that way out. And the key thing that's being emphasized today is, I'm pausing because allowing that way out, we have to escape from fear, from the illusion of fear. But remember, we're free already. We're free already. We're safe at home. So it kind of helps to focus there too. But I have to allow the substitution of the illusion that was made for us. It's like someone's holding out a hand to help you. You have to take it. They're offering you something. You accept it. And we're very used to just saying, no, no. No, anything but taking my illusion of strife away. So now we're at the point where we can really look at it and respond to it appropriately. Okay, hope that was helpful. Happy healing.